What's up, everyone? AJ Legend back here again with another review, and this time we're going to be covering John Carpenter's cult classic science fiction horror, The Thing, starring Kurt Russell, Keith David, and a slew of other really, really talented actors. This movie is phenomenal. This is one of the best sci-fi horror films ever put to screen, in my opinion. Definitely one of John Carpenter's best movies post-Halloween. This movie came out not that long after the original Halloween. This was Carpenter's first big studio movie, and beautiful job. Dean Cundey returns as the cinematographer, and as usual, he just lights up this movie. He gives it like this stark blue color, like at night. He gives like this stark bluish kind of feel to it, and you just and Cundey's cinematography, along with John Carpenter's directing. This movie takes place in the Arctic, and when you're watching this movie, you feel like you're in the Arctic. You feel the chills. You feel that coldness that comes with being in the Arctic, and that again goes to the talents of a Cundey and a John Carpenter, which is a very winning combination in my view. And not only that, from a technical side, of course, you got Rob Bottin, who does these special effects in this movie, and these special effects in this movie are fantastic. The creature effects are some of the best creature effects ever created for any movie. I don't care which movie. I don't care. Because I defy any movie to have as much imagination with creature effects that this movie has. And I also like the fact that, for the most part, they keep the creature in shadows. You don't fully see it, which is great, because it just adds that more underlining dread to the creature when you do eventually see it. Again, it's always kept in shadow, which makes it even more creepy, and also gives it a lot of more suspense to it. Again, goes to Carpenter and the way in his style of directing being very Hitchcockian. And like I said, these creature effects in this movie are c'est magnifique, and the cast in this movie is fantastic. You got Kurt Russell as MacReady, and Kurt Russell is good in everything he's in. You got Keith David as Childs, and Keith David is good in almost everything that he's in. And you got other talented actors. You got Wilford Brimley. I have diabetes. He's great in this movie as this character who is pretty much the first one to start going insane, as he's the one that pretty much says that this creature can imitate other people, and they can hide within other people, and they can hide pretty much in plain sight, which automatically just sets the tone of just heavy suspense, heavy paranoia, and just dread, because pretty much you're abandoned from civilization. You're in this small confined space with about 12 people. One out of those 12 people, including a couple of animals, is the creature, is this thing, this alien life form. And the paranoia is what really drives the story, and is what really drives this movie. And from start to finish, you're at the edge of your seat, just gripping on to every scene you're watching, because you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's the creature. You don't know who's not the creature. Even during this really, really intense scene where Kurt Russell is doing this experiment by heating up this piece of copper, and and putting it on blood to see if the blood will react to the heat of the copper. Very intense, very well directed scene. The score in this movie is primarily done by Ennio Morricone, and it is one of the most iconic scores in any science fiction horror movie. That boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. Classic. Once you hear that boom boom, you know exactly what it is. And also, this movie also has some of that, that synthesized John Carpenter-esque type of score to it that's peppered throughout the movie, but it's primarily orchestral score. And to me, this movie it just blends those two different types of music seamlessly, in my opinion. I mean, there are scenes where you need the orchestral, and then there are scenes where the synthesizer really, really works. So yes, perfect all the way around. Now, I'm not going to get too heavily into this movie with spoilers, because watch this movie. You owe it to yourself to watch this movie, because you're missing out on something really, really special. And I also, before I wrap this up, I just love how ambiguous and just how much this movie does not have a happy ending. This movie doesn't have a cliffhanger ending. This movie has a dark ending, because at the end of this movie we're left with two characters, and both these characters suspect that one of the other could possibly be the alien creature, and that's where the movie just leaves us. We don't see none of them. Neither one of them turn. They have a brief dialogue exchange, and then they just look at each other as the whole camp is engulfed in flames. And it is the perfect way to end this movie. To me, a happy ending would have been a cop-out, but Carpenter had the balls to give you this very dark, ambiguous ending. And to me, it is the perfect way to put a cap on what I feel is one of the perfect movies of the early 80s. So yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing is a solid 10 out of 10. If you have not seen this movie, you owe it to yourself to watch a genuine classic and a genuine, awesome, memorable movie. Fantastic acting, fantastic special effects, state-of-the-art, groundbreaking special effects, beautiful cinematography by Dean Cundey, and expert directing by John Carpenter. This movie is a 10 out of 10, and it deserves all the recognition it's gotten post its release in the 1980s. Well, I'm A Blue Legend. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.